Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing today on this beautiful Tuesday morning? Hope everyone's doing well. So, last night in my front pocket, I had my Raja 3. And then in my back pocket, I had my mini FSD. So that's what I had on me last night. Morning, Sever. Morning, Mister. Morning, Throat Goat. Morning, B Shady. So yeah, that's what I had on me. This thing is super comfortable in hand. Morning, TC. It fits perfect in my big mitts. And that curve really pulls stuff into the cut. This thing cuts amazing. So let's see. I want to start off this morning giving a shout out to Shirogorov Clone D2, 61.4 HRC. It's the highest D2 they've tested. So I'm glad that that Shiro got the record so far for D2. Morning, Pete. Might as well look at what Sever posted. Some Unkovskis. Pretty knives. Get me banned on YouTube. Very artistic knives. So yeah, shout out to the Clone Shiro. Turn off my silly phone, sorry. And second thing I wanted to show was this guy right here battling a dilemma in his head about what to do with this silly shaman. So evidently, he ran across a clone shaman somehow. He wants to make it very clear that he did not purchase it. He would never do that. But he goes so far as to say, I know it's a clone. I'm asking about what to do with it. So he said, it's a flawman, not a shaman. No, I didn't buy it. No, I didn't introduce it to the market as such. It's not left my home, really. Would it be a sin to not throw it away? I've come into possession of a flawman. I know it is. I know where it's from. I know the person that imported it. I know some will have the primal urge to tell me it's not a shaman. I know. Why I'm posting is more to ask for help in a moral dilemma. I won't let this out into the wild, so once I'm done with it, I will not let it into the market. So the dilemma here is I actually quite like to play with it. It's fun and more fidgety than my crewwear shaman, since I can drop it without financial penalty. Being that I'm an avid collector of Spyderco, I wonder what your take is on the situation, since it wasn't that I went hunting for this and purchased it. How wrong is it of me and not just immediately destroy it? I know this seems kind of silly I'm asking, but as a seasoned collector, I've never personally owned a clone and didn't really think about it when he handed it to me and said it's yours. And I sincerely don't really see a need to just flat out trash it if I could put it to some kind of task. What are your sincere thoughts about this situation? I'm not here to offer it up to somebody. I'm not going to accept a DM asking to have it, please. I posted in another community, and that is the only answer I got. Send it to me. No, I won't introduce a fake back into the flow. Thank you in advance. Please be nice. I already know I'm in the wrong just for knowing it's fake. So my God, really? Like people, adult males, think this about a knife? Please be nice. I already know I'm in the wrong just for knowing it's fake. He is completely and utterly in the wrong. I just cannot understand people's need to be accepted and validated by perfect strangers who have no bearing on this man's life. Yeah, but this is not a normal man's. The fact that he's seeking validation and acceptance and asking other people what he should do with this knife is super sad. Why even post it? See, the whole point is if you don't want somebody to know about your clones, why even bring it up? Like, why put yourself out there? The only reason he could possibly be doing it is to get this guy's cool. Like, he really just is seeking validation and acceptance. And he needs a friend. Someone suggested nice trick might be to engrave clone on it somewhere. Thinking it's good if someone inherits a collection. The legit knives won't also be considered junk and lose resale value. There's all kinds of responses. Of course, y'all know what my response. I put use it without thinking twice about it. But man, that's wild to me. Yeah, but makes no. Okay, TC. He can be honest about it without posting it on Reddit. This last line though just kills me. I already know I'm in the wrong just for knowing it's fake. Well, if you already know you're in the wrong, and that's how you feel inside, then you're wrong for keeping it or doing anything other with it other than throwing it away. So you've already lost, dude. You're already breaking your moral standards. It ain't up to me what you do with it, but you already said you already know it's wrong just for knowing it's fake. So whatever you do from this point on, you're going against your own standards. You counting a bunch of money, be shady? Slots are rolling. Yeah, Christopher, that's the first thing I said to John when he bought a fake shaman off of eBay. And I said, well, why don't you know whether it's fake or not? I was like, take it apart, and if it's got blade cutouts for bearings and bearings in it, it's fake. So he took it apart, and it had bearings, and he got it for free from eBay. But yeah, if you can't hold one of those clone shamans and tell the difference between it and your real one just by the action on it, it's pretty wild. All right. TRM Tuesday? Where's the Hera? I'm surprised you don't have the Hera. No, the guy sold it on eBay like it was a real one. That was the whole problem. Uh, the guy said it was it didn't come with the box, was dude's response. I actually forgot what the rest of the dude said when he was selling it to him. I saw the post. Trying to figure out. I've got somewhere. I don't know where. I could have sworn it was on Discord, but could have sworn he sent a picture of the bearings. But I don't see it. Must be somewhere else. Wait, it's got to be here. I must not have scrolled back far enough. Yeah, I did. Maybe we were talking. I don't know. I don't know where that picture went. Oh, well. You got the Stonewash bayonet with you? Oh, you got the mini Hera? Yeah. Mister, you got some pins being delivered today? That's pretty awesome. Pretty cool little. Oh, yeah. Yesterday, Mr. John sent me a couple of knives to check out. One of them was that axial shift that I've been wanting to look at for a while now. So he sent me his to look at. It's all good, TC. I just think there's lots of things wrong with that post. It's not just the post. I can find 3 or 4 or 5 things wrong with that post myself, but so it really, I mean, it don't matter. We've all got our opinions. But yeah, I like this Warncliffe. The action on it is pretty good. The button is really good, or the switch. The switch feels amazing. Uh, it has tons of blade play, so I don't like that, but I do love the blade shape. The switch is awesome. I like the handle. The handle seems to be a little bigger than the Ultratech. Sever, Blade HQ, did they send you that Ryzen for free, or did they, is it one of those ones? Because Blade HQ will send you whatever you want if you ask them. You got to send them back, or did they just give it to you? I got some kind of deal with Blade HQ where they said they'd send me whatever I wanted and give you some kind of discount, and you got to send it back. I've never hit them up yet, though. I think I created some kind of page. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I'm in contact with them, but I stay too busy with other stuff. Good morning, David. I have not taken the shift apart. I don't know that Mr. John would want me to. I try not to do that to other people's knives. Got a very good smooth action though. I think the blade to handle ratio might be a little off. Seems like the handles are awful long for the amount of blade. I just wanted to see how it felt. I didn't really quite a bit. Yeah, so the handles are about the same, but the blade is longer on the Ultratech. John would probably like a good comparison of this because he's been asking me how, he hadn't gotten one because of the size, I think. And I think he'd be surprised to see that it matches up with that axial. Knife Center is selling the Ratax. Dang. Oh, I thought you said they were selling it for $240. They're selling it for $240 over? That's pretty wild. And then he sent me this too, which is his critical with the crazy blade. Yeah, I like the Ratax a lot. Somebody painted this blade and it looks terrible. I like this pattern this guy did with the Dremel. So this is not crystal tie. This is that icy color where you hit it with a Dremel and make a texture on it. This side is regular titanium. So he sent me this to ask me if I would bead blast the entire thing. So I'm going to be bead blasting the blade and all the handles, the clip, everything. I might leave that pivot surround. I might leave the clip and the pivots around. I don't know. I'm sure he'll tell me what he wants me to do, but right now it's going to be back to, and I like this side. If it was me, I would keep that side, but Mr. John likes his plain Jane, so you can't fault that. But I don't know what kind of paint this guy used on this blade. You can see his painter's tape didn't work the greatest. There's some bleed through up there. So I know how much he likes mirror polish stuff. So I thought we might use this knife as a Thursday's modding project. We might go out to the blasting cabinet, completely blast it. And blast the blade, and then we might mirror polish the blade, because I know he would prefer it be mirror polished to bead blasted. Bead blasted blades look, they look a lot different than a lot of knives. I'm actually trying to see here. I got one. I love a bead blasted finish because it like evens everything out, makes it like smooth. But this one has a bead blasted finish, so it would look like that. Yeah, that's one of John's. John bought one of those too because of how much he loved the blade shape. But the Dissonant is a pretty awesome knife. I think that's the OTF, right? Let's see. Yeah, he bought that one because he got the cool blade one. Well, he got the one with the blade that's different. It's got like that one. Whoops. He got that version. I don't know if they all look like that, but that's a pretty sweet one right there. It's got to be one of the coolest blade OTFs. Why is it all... There we go. I guess it's because I'm looking at it full screen. Wow. That was terrible. Why did it stretch it like that? Yeah, that's got to be one of the coolest OTF blades. Morning, Gonzo. Morning, Starship Hunter. Morning, Knives Are Life. Speaking of, we just saw the Chavez Integrals. So somebody sold a Barnes yesterday, and man, I would have loved to have gotten it. It sold for $250, and it is pretty dang cool. Let's see, where's it at? Here it is. So I love the Barnes. I got to get me a Barnes, but this one has a Spidey hole in it, which devalues it, and it's got a giant scratch on the side. And the guy got it coated. Super cool looking knife though. It's a Riot Integral with the Spidey hole, and that thing sold for $250. I would have bought that for $250 in a minute and bead blasted the heck out of it. I like the Spidey hole mod, but yeah, the clip and everything, it looks in great shape other than that little scratch on the blade that you would have to work at for a while because it looks pretty deep. So you would have to flatten that hole flat, but you wouldn't really have to touch the blade. You could just work on that flat and make the flats on both sides smaller. Yeah, and since Riot makes it, the James brand is kind of like the Apple of knives to me. Like, good morning, Brown Sugar. But that one sold, and this guy sold 33 knives for his buddy. 35 knives, sorry. And he had some heck of some knives, including some Evos. He sold, he had a Brat that he sold for 300, an Evo 3 for 500, and an Evo 4 for 500. Large Sabenza. That Barnes, a Thresher, a Ghoul. And what is Ruben's Titanium Tools Roan? I want to know what this thing is. Because he had a couple of cool looking knives that I wasn't familiar with. Wow, the action on that thing is sick. That's a pretty sexy knife. I don't know the end of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. That is pretty clean. Uh, the action on it is phenomenal. All right, so let's go back one here and go follow him on Instagram for sure. Ruben's Titanium Tools. I even like the name of it. What do you want to bet the guy's name is Ruben? I bet he's pretty honest. Pretty honest fella for naming his company that. Titanium Tools. That's what we got. Is that one mirror polished? I like how he does the kind of Grimsmo style. Oh, they all got step mill blades, huh? I'll take it if still available. PayPal funds ready. Uh, First I'll take it, gets it. What does he charge? How do we know what we're paying. Maybe he's got a. How much do these bad boys run? And there goes my nipples again. Yeah, I'm curious how much they are. Does he only make the one model? He doesn't really have any kind of links. Where else is his stuff? Blade Binge, $1,500. All right, then. He don't make them anymore? Yeah. That's how it goes usually. We should get someone else to make one. If he doesn't make them anymore. I'd like to see one with a step mill blade like that. They do a pretty good job with the step milling. I think they could pull it off. Yeah. I think they could pull it off. Especially when they can do nice step milling like that. That one's not bad. It's going to be fun blasting this knife. The blade drives me nuts. All right, speaking of some, let's see, something else I want to talk about. Uh, huh. Oh, by the way, uh, shout out. I think Waylon still working on his clips. Hasn't gotten one finished up. I think he's still waiting on the screws, maybe. But it's looking really good, though. I love mods. Making your own stuff for your knives is super cool to me. Looks like he's doing a great job, though. He said he was thinking about making one for his Bodacious. I don't know about those plums, mister. There was something else, dang it, that came up on one of these sales that I was looking at. You got to be careful when I browse Reddit now because I can't show the private sub. There's a good, nice little wound for you. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go check out this Gonzo, this G808. Gonzo G808. Our new product. That's all. It's the only post they've had of it. Looks plenty big. Not sure about the sheath. It's got one of those crazy wide offset belt clips. I still got to check out that glide lock. Oh yeah, and I wanted to go. Yeah, I'm sure all of y'all have seen the newest Kaiser drop for this month. 14 hours from now, all these drop. The crossbar version of the T1. You got you an Ultim one there. The dog paw is pretty cool, or whatever it is. Is it a dog paw? Yeah, it's a dog paw. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, they got all kinds of new stuff coming in a few hours. Cole showed those on video the other day. I might have to pick one of those up. Just because it'll go good with the Kaiser collection. The warning finally comes out. There was one of those for sale yesterday that I almost picked up. I couldn't get dude to agree. Yeah, one popped up for sale yesterday, Pete. I like this. I like this one too. Uh, yeah, I like the hollow. Whoops. Yeah, I don't like the Renaissance. I mean, I don't know. And the Draca is kind of weird. Koi Wolf is okay. I just wish they made a couple more varieties of it. Sure they will. I like that blade on the Koi Wolf. Yeah, they came out already. Pure Knight bought all of them about a month ago. He bought the Koi Wolf, uh the one you like, the Warning, and the Hallow. Uh Kaiser, man, they're pumping out some stuff though, huh? Um the Form from Concept. Uh I don't know which one it is. Maybe that's definitely not it. Know which that one is. Contra. Contra looks like a caveman design, kind of. That K9 looks pretty sweet. That's a Pinkerton. That's the same. That's the same knife. He releases a lot of the same stuff. I guess Concept's doing their thing, trying to keep up with Kaiser. Wow. Got a bunch of new ones, too. Donut community exclusive. The Egress. I don't like that one. I definitely don't like. Well, they have different blade shapes, I guess. Huh. Why are we looking at, are they coming back out with the Entity again? October. That Storm. Pretty sweet. That's pretty, oh yeah, good morning, John. And Excalibur was for sale yesterday. I tried to get it for $300, but I still don't think that would have been a great deal. It would have been a decent deal for the integral full size Excalibur. But yeah, I kind of like that one. I like the profile when closed. It's all even and tiny little flipper sticking out. That's a pretty cool looking knife. You said there was a top liner lock button of the Main Street? Yeah. I like the milling on it too. The Main Street is one I've been wanting to get. It's a little bit different looking Dirk Pinkerton design. The Torrance, the Valk, the Warthog. The Magnetar. That Magnetar, that really looks like Doc design. That one's pretty. I like how they're already showing October's knives. That's pretty cool. Uh, let's see. There's a plain Integra. That's a pretty cool looking one too. I didn't even check the search box up here. Form. Quattro is a cool knife too. I'd like to see how that feels in hand. Wish one of y'all had one of those. You could let me check out. Because I think that forward choil looks very comfortable. It's one I've been wondering about for a while. Yeah, the one that I could have got for $300 last night was just the plain stonewashed. It was just the plain stonewashed version. It was that one right there. So I guess 405 is what it sold for originally, but can't you get them a little cheaper on like Atlantic Knife or somewhere? So I thought 300 caliber stonewashed Atlantic knife. Could have sworn they had some. They might not have that one. They're the same price though, I guess. 405. Huh. Hunwu doesn't allow discounts. Another Vanguard Integral. Well, that looks a lot like some other knives. They don't even show it fully open. They kind of barely show it. Yeah, that looks a lot like some other knives, including that Galaxus. Have you gotten your Galaxus yet, Sever? I picked up one. I grabbed one for $325. Kind of glad I picked it up. He was supposed to send it yesterday, but he didn't. The one he got had a scratch on it, so they got to assemble a few more. I could have sworn Atlantic Knife had some kind of Kunwus. Maybe they had a code. I don't know. Yeah, I guess none of them say like prices are off. Like, I think they usually say underneath here. But I could have sworn you could get one a little cheaper than. Maybe not. Sure, you're right. Oh, speaking of Kunwu, we hadn't talked about. Whoops. They got a new knife that the Diablo. What do y'all think about the Diablo? I figured some of you would like it because of your blade, your blade choices. Yeah, what do y'all think of this knife? I like the diamond one better. I was able to yeah, I still want a Jericho too. I used a $40 code. I got it for $365 and then $40 off. Sever from FYEDC tool guy. I found a $40 code that worked. I got lucky, I guess. Since he can't sell it on his store, he made me buy two other knives that totaled to the $365, and then I was able to use my $40 code when I bought both of those. the two that I bought, were these two from his store, and that totals, if you add those two up, it comes up to $365.50. And I actually I had $41 worth of codes. I had a $40 code and then $1 in like points or something. So yeah, it got it down to $325. Yes, Sever, that's where it was. Chicago Knife Works. Thank you. I knew somebody had them for cheaper. So yeah, so they have a VIP 25 code. That's who has them for cheaper. It wasn't Atlantic Knife, it was Chicago Knife Works. So yeah, so if the Stonewash one is available, what did I spell? I spelled it right, didn't I? Oh, I spelled it with an ER. Wow. Why do they spell it with a UR? Yeah, so the Stonewash one right here. VIP 20. So you get 20 off of that. So yeah, the price dude had it at wasn't good. 405 times 0.8. Dang it. 324. So yeah, brand new, you can get one for 324, and he was selling it for 325. So what the heck? Oh, throat goat. I'm pretty sure that was a liner lock. Nope, it's a frame lock. Good call. Yeah, I figured Pete, the point on that doesn't look sharp enough. I agree. So how much are some of the other ones on Chicago Knife? Yeah, Chicago Knife Works is a little sus. They've sold me two knives that I swear they oversold and acted like they shipped to me, and then it just got lost. All they did was make a label and act like they shipped it, and they had to refund me for both of them. But I've also ordered a few knives from them that it took a while to get them, but I eventually did get them. So I've either gotten my knives or gotten a refund. But let's see which versions they do have. So you can get a compadre. How much do they have? If I was going to get one, I'd want that one. You can get 20% off of it. So $299 times 0.8, $239.20. It's not bad for a brand new one. Yeah, they've been doing this for a while with I think they get around it by using their own, VIP codes, because the original price is the same, but when you add it to cart, it automatically applies the VIP 20 code. So that's where they kind of mess up. You don't even have to type it in. It hasn't shown up yet because you got to go to the next step, but it does put the code down there, the VIP 20. Yeah, I've got to get a compadre. I've got my Django XL, and I've got the Chad, and I've got the Gringa, whatever. I would love to get a hollow grind. That's why I might not get the compadre's a flat grind too, right? Or has it already got a hollow grind? Somebody let me know. Is it a flat grind? I know some of y'all have them. Quite a few of y'all have them. It's a flat, so yeah, I would like if it's a flat. I don't think they don't do any hollows. I would have to get the I'd have to get the diamond pattern, but with the stonewash blade, so I could send it off to BGM and make it look like my gringo. So I would probably get the satin one. I would buy this one. This one's even cheaper. $279 times 0.8 is $223. I should just buy one of these. They're good enough. I'll spend the $223 and then 85 extra bucks to get a BGM regrind on it. Yeah, mister, that's what I was talking about with Chicago Knife Works. So they'll post some knives with a crazy price. They have some knives that they really do have crazy prices on. And they'll sell out too many of them because wherever they're getting them drop shipped from doesn't have that many. Yeah, the Excalibur is a Kunwu. So they know how to do a hollow grind, huh? That Diablo, I wish the front of the edge was a little sharper. That Poon Padre is pretty sweet, John. I should have grabbed one of those too. I'm so torn between. I love their orange peel. Like, I love orange peel. I should buy more Kunwus. My sister's. It doesn't have a hollow grind. I don't have one, so I thought John would know. Well, that's kind of neat that I've got a knife that really they don't make many of, or any of. By the way, Mr. John, if you wanted a size comparison, there's the Ultratech next to your axial shift. Same size handles, but longer blade on the Ultratech. This one has a hollow grind. And it's a thin hollow too, boy. He really did his thing on this one. It is super thin. I still haven't replaced my stupid battery in my calipers. I would like to know how thin it actually is. I know I've got some laying around here somewhere. Those little button cell batteries. Yeah, I think a lot of the Kunwu knives would look great going to BGM. And I so wish I could figure out how to make this lock bar access better. The only problem with making, I would do that. I feel confident enough that I would make it bigger if that stupid pin wasn't there. So if I make it any bigger, I'm going to run into that pin. I might just take that pin out and make the access bigger here. Because it definitely needs it. This thing makes such a good noise. So, John, real quick, did you want me to blast the clip and the pivots and everything? You got a purple pivot on this side and a blue pivot on this side. Do you want me to leave the clip and the pivots, or you want me to blast the whole entire thing? All right, what are we looking at, Throat Goat? We have not looked at him because I am not following him. Another Russian maker? Well, that's pretty clean. That reminds me a lot of that zero tolerance I've got, though. As far as overall shape, it looks a lot like this ZT. Let's see. There you go. Let me get it down there where it's close to where the same. A little bit longer. It's even got the same kind of blade, little swedge on the back of the blade. Huh. It's kind of cool being able to spot knives that you think look the same. It's a 454. But yeah, let's go back and look at some more of this dude's stuff. I love that milling. I love lots of things about that knife. The clip, milling is pretty sick. That feather pattern, herringbone pattern, pretty dang cool. I'm going to throw this up at least once today. I'm not going to say it, but I did throw it up there. Let's go see what else he's got here. Boy, he couldn't look. He doesn't look Russian at all. That's a big boy too. Yeah, that's a sweet knife. What okay. Try it. Let's see a translation. Well, What other knives does he make? Is that his main one? What's the name of this knife? So Justice Knives, that's the guy that he thanked. I could have sworn we already looked at this page. This is the guy that helped him out on the design. What is that thing? Well, that's pretty wild looking. Sever might like that one. It's got a recurve. It's almost got too much blade. It's pretty sick though. Huh. Let's go back. Whoops. Let's go back to the other guy's page for a minute. Make some slip joints too, huh? Using feeler gauges. You get his tolerances. What are we looking at here? Let's see what he says here. Yesterday, a large gap appeared in this place in the photo. There are no thin pins to measure. You can't think with your head, work with your hands. Oh, it's a slip joint. Okay, now I get it. That one, let's go back to the Justice Knives guy. He had some crazy looking stuff. Let's see. That's a crazy looking pattern. Oh, that backspacer's cool. That whole knife is cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Mother of pearl. Got the gems for this project. Pretty cool seeing the guys behind some of these knives, because you could just be walking by this guy and not know that at home he just sits there and makes the coolest knives ever. Yeah, part of his collection, which we need to follow this guy too. That's a pretty clean knife. I love that you can't hardly see anything. Like that front flipper, man, the lines on that thing are super clean. And he's got just enough jimping up there to get that angle right. As long as you pass that pivot, good to go. Now that's a cool front flipper. The jimping on that and the location of it and everything is perfect. I even like how thick it is. Like, yep, I like it. Mammoth RWL 34 hidden screw. And Cabicon? What is that? Gemstone that has been shaped and polished into a smooth, rounded dome. Faceted. Oh, that must be the pivot. Yeah, I think he used the pivot. The pivot is made out of that. That's pretty dang sweet. Yeah, that's mammoth ivory. Pretty cool stuff. Look, synchronicity. Slice FK. That's how you know you're on the right path. Little things like that pop up. Just talked about it yesterday. It's a pretty wild looking knife. I bet that. What's going on with the. Man, those blades are pretty sick. That guy's a man after my own heart with the blade shape. I want to see that flipper tab, though, again. It's confusing me. I don't think he's going to show it. Wonder why it's shaped like that. Weird. He likes the front flipper, doesn't he? Yeah, he likes putting the pivots, making jewelry into pivots. Pretty cool. I heard end of year for full tie to be back in stock in Best Tech OEMs. Oh, Pete said he wants one of these. Where does that? How do you get that on Etsy? You can buy knives on Etsy, like full knives. What is that? Purser by Picaroon. Oh, we looked at it on here one time. Okay. We looked at the micarta version at one point. I didn't know people had knives, full knives on Etsy. So he's supposed to have some titanium ones back. Is that what you said? I'm guessing they're probably around 250, 260, 280, 280. I'm going with 280. What did he say they were? Okay, I'm confused. Where's the pre-order? How do you get in on the pre-order? Instagram? Yes. You can see stuff along your path that make you pick the right route. You can definitely come to a path and get a little synchronicity on which way to go. I get it ahead of time. I don't always get it in hindsight. All right, the pre-order titanium, full price, $225. And how do you get? What about the other one? So that was $225. So that is a good deal. Is that the same? That's not the same knife, right? Because that one was the purser, and this one is the mutineer. All right, I guess I could go to his website on there. Purser in stock, free shipping, sold out. Dang it. So he only has the pre-order available for the mutineer right now, it looks like. Yeah, I might have to grab one of those and do a flipper tab delete on it and make a continuous choil that runs all the way to the blade. You could easily do that. You could make it run right along that edge perfectly. Uh, all right, so what is that? Etsy Purser Picaroon. Etsy Purser Picaroon. Oh my god. There we go. Let me where's that picture? Oh, that's the new one. That's the mutineer. My bad. Mutineer knife. Picaroon. Why is it not coming up? I'm trying to see what that one would look like real quick. Oh my god. I'm an idiot. Go back to the page you were at, I guess. And then click on the guy's page. There we go. View shop. All right, there's the picture I need. Let me it won't let me download it. So I'm going to have to screenshot it. All right. Now we take it over here to photo room. Open the photo, open it, remove that. Save it on a black background. Export. All right. Now we open it over here. Boom, boom. Black background. Zoom up on it. Go to shapes. Go to draw shapes. circle, fill, boom, boom, boom. Well, not going to be as easy as I thought because I got to draw a different shape now. Dang it. I should be changing the picture on here or something for y'all because this is kind of boring. Let me go back to at least show the screen, some knives on it. I'm trying to, all right, shape, circle, fill, boom, boom, boom. All right, I got to make a big oval. Rotate it. Bring it up there. There we go. That's about as close as I can get just right off the bat. Gallery, PixArt, send to Discord. Modding, send. All right. I just did that real quick because I was totally bored. Whoops. I can't show that. We'll show Andrew's combo. This page, modding. So there's what it would look like if you took that flipper tab off the top one. I didn't do the bottom one because I didn't have time. And there's still just the tiniest bit of that flipper tab remaining. But man, totally cleans up the lines on that knife. So it goes from that to from that with the flipper tab to that without it. And you could pretty much do that that's a clean looking knife. But it does clean up the lines without that flipper tab on just about every knife you do it on. I was on my phone trying to edit a photo, but I wasn't showing anything on screen, so that's where it kind of got out of whack. Yeah, I was editing photos. I was in here drawing boxes and deleting stuff, and there's one of my knives. There's that knife I designed. What in the world? There's the Blade Alchemy, the Crucible. I need to see that one through to fruition. And I need to figure out how to make it that clean looking. This is a knife design I came up with a month or so ago, Throat Goat. Well, thanks for letting me know you can find knives on Etsy, Pete. And let me know when that bigger version drops, if it does drop. We looked at all kinds of stuff today. Ran across some good makers, though. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Go in here one more time and see anything exciting going on. Oh, yeah. You can get an iridium for $50 on Amazon, which is a heck of a... That's a great $50 knife. How do you really, truly, honestly feel about an OTF's boxy straight grip shape, mechanics, etc.? That's a good question. It's a valid question. And I'll tell you what, there's lots of stuff that we grip on a daily basis, like a broom or a door handle or any kind of pull. If you pull that are shaped consistently, kind of like this kind of shape. So our hands are normally grabbing things that have a consistent shape like this. So it's not nearly like you would think it would be. It doesn't have the little finger grooves that help it get, a little bit more ergos, but there are lots of knives that don't have much going on except a little bit of a place for your fingers to sit a little differently. I don't know. I think they've done all they can. So you could make this knife with better ergos, but you would just be adding material to it. So you can see a lot of like folding knives are a lot wider than OTFs. But I think what they've done is they've narrowed it down to the bare necessities. So they could put a curve on this side of the knife the same as this. But I think the smaller it is, I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I feel like I can get a heck of a grip on it because it's just like anything else with a handle that's the same size. Like I said, our hands are used to gripping stuff like that. This one fires harder. The switch is really good on this knife. This switch is very comfortable, very grippy. It's a little harder to push. I can't believe that the Ultratech's got that much more blade, though. That's quite a bit more. We put them this way, and then they'll kind of line up a little better. Get them exact. It's not as bad as it looks. It's because of that Warncliffe, I think, takes off a little bit of it. I think they just kind of slimmed it down to the smallest package size that they could get with a blade this size. So I don't know, but they are different. They could make them wider, and they could put all kinds of finger curves in them. You could add those curves to that right there, and it would be a more comfortable knife when you were using it, but not sure. I wonder why people haven't done that. Are there some OTFs that have an extra, like, just consider if you took and added that on to the side of that knife, just add that part on. Are there any OTFs that have a grip like that? I've not seen any. Uh, Man, this thing sounds so good. Y'all can't hear a thing when I'm flicking knives. That's so funny. Oh, wow. WDD did his thing on it. I'm pretty sure that's WDD's hands, isn't it? Putting that mirror polish on it. Shout out WDD for the mirror polish skills. Now y'all can hear the AC and this knife and how good it sounds. It sounds so good closing. It's got that solid, like, it almost sounds better closing than it does opening. It's got that ting though. Yes, super cool. It looks way better than my Noel Grace. Well, to some people it does. Is that pretty close? No, that wasn't even anywhere close. Still need to be a bit lower to be exactly the same size. Yeah, yours looks way cooler than mine. But I kind of like the plain Jane look. Y'all know me. The pattern on that kind of reminds me of my my Deca. I mean, my Misto. Why did I say Deca? I think I was about to grab my Deca first. The pattern kind of reminds me of that. The Deca's a super cool knife too, though. Heck, I love my Hogue knives. But yeah, that pattern kind of reminded me of that one a little bit. I don't bust out my Hogues very often. But that Griptilian Hogue, that's one of the most comfortable knives in the world. Griptilian is pretty dang comfy. I love the texture on these handles. That's why I hadn't put titanium on them. Because of the texture. I've realized I'm a sucker for radiation lines. And I'm also a sucker for the Wilson Combat like pattern. Anything that starts at a central point and kind of does some lines, kind of does the same thing. It starts down here and makes lines. I think that's my favorite patterns on knives. But I still do like my concentric circles, like, you know, like just a good herringbone, or so I just like milling, I guess. This was a funny knife that surprised Pete. He was like, "What the heck is that knife?" I was like, It's that weird sword shade one that I bought off Exclusive Folders. It's got the Zerk inlay and got the ruby as the pivot. Granted, it's a lab grown ruby. But yeah, I totally forget about this one too, but man, this thing is comfortable. Pretty cool with all, like, the value of knives that you get off that Exclusive Folders is pretty sweet. I bought this one secondhand. I didn't buy it directly from them. So I got an even better deal. But yeah, the quality of materials and stuff some of those knives have, with this zirconium and the clip and everything. And I think this was only $300, like brand new from the site. Pretty wild. It's got great action though. I forgot to show this with the, where in the heck are my, what in the world? Oh, they're over here beside me. Yeah, I wanted to show how these compare to the Tyrant Ultra. So this is the Avere, and I didn't realize that they were so closely related in shape and size. The Tyrant is thicker, but the Avere, so this is the knife that Transparent Knives thought that this one was. He thought they copied the Avere. So that video, that's what he talked about, was the Avere. But they're very similar, same kind of frame lock and clips. The Avere has a lanyard hole off to the side there. It's kind of weird. Seems like you would have a lanyard hole on the utility knife more than on the regular pocket knife. But this one came with skiffs and has the micro milling, and their packaging is probably some of the best in the game. How they lay out all the individual extra parts and stuff. But this one has awesome action. There's that Dirk Pinkerton that I said that other knife was basically an exact copy of, except a smaller version. That new concept. Let's see. Concept. Well, it was the this one. Basically, why is that one not coming up? Except for one version. There we go. No? We saw a different version earlier. Where was I? I swear I was on New Arrivals or something, but how did I get... Yeah, we were looking at all these. What page were all these on? 2026 new. There we go. What? There was another version of that. Well, that's wild. It must have been the black one. But yeah, that thing is basically exactly like this. Just shrunk down. This thing's a giant though. This thing makes the critical look tiny. It even makes the cold steel look tiny. This one holds its own with it a little bit. Well, all right, people. If you haven't checked out a cold steel, man, you can't go wrong with this one. Such a good knife. A lot of their knives, if you give them enough wrist, you don't even have to use the wave guide or the. You just wrist flick it. But man, this one locks into your hand so good. And that blade shape, it's surprising how good it pulls stuff into the cut. Very good user. I used it a bunch at work last night. I wanted to know how much those cost nowadays anyway. Guess we'll look that up before we go. Raja 3. $53. You can get the giant number 2 for $83. That's a good size. 5 ounces, 3.5-inch blade, 8.375 overall. Cool little knife. It's my cold steel recommendation of the day. I guess that's about it. I don't have really much anything else to go over. Those were the clones I took to shoot videos of last night. A couple of Lamias, my Warlord, my Eclipse. That's a pretty wild looking knife. 3 Lamias. Oh, and the Full Track. Full Track is still a cool knife. Awesome blade. Like, that blade is super clean with all the compound grinds on it. And it's got that reverse poon kind of thing that I said I didn't like, but it's very... and this one's cool. It's got the pivot tool in the back and a bottle opener that you take out. And this is the bit that takes the pivot and the clip off. I mean, and the body screws. And then it just pops back in. That little spring holds it in place. Pretty cool. Well, all right, everybody. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. We will be here bright and early again tomorrow to do it all over again. And appreciate y'all. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, feel welcome to. Brown Sugar, have a good day. Be Shady, Cliff, John, Mr. Throat Goat, TC, Mr. Knives Are Life, thank you, sir. Mr. Pete, thanks for showing me those knives on Etsy. David, have a good day, sir. I hope you're feeling good today. And Mr. William, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Christopher, thank you, sirs. Sever 7, as always, thank you, buddy. Let me know if you get that Galaxus today. Should be getting it soon, huh? Anyway, hope y'all have a great one. Hit me up if you need me.